use your God power to get everything you ever wanted and live the life of your dreams. The Master's Course. Copyright 2010 by Richard Lee McKim Jr. All rights reserved. Let the quest for knowing begin. Remember, nothing was different except that their meanings had been changed. It was like the placebo pill in one way, in that they elicited a different and better result from the same activity. But it was different than the pill, placebo, because they didn't have to be tricked to get the better result. They just changed how they thought about it. Aging is not a physical process. It is not a process at all. It is a function of your imagination. You think that you are getting older, so you begin to look and act like you think you should at a certain age. You get older not because you have to, but because you use your God power to assert the meaning of getting older. Just because you have another birthday. Whoever tied birthdays with aging anyway? They don't go together. Getting better with each birthday, not older. Life as we know it, and in fact, the universe as we know it, is generated and maintained by energy fields within energy fields, from the largest field that you can imagine, the universe, to the smallest field that you can imagine. You might call these levels of consciousness. At one level, you exist as a separate individual energy field, a separate consciousness. At the next level, higher, all of life is one. And at the next level up, all matter in life are one, and so on. It is as plain as the fingers on your hand. At one level, you have individual fingers. They are all separate and individual. They are completely different than your toes. If you go a little higher up to the palm, your fingers are now all part of the same hand. And as you go up even more, eventually all your fingers and toes are all one together in the body as a whole. The same is true of human beings and life itself. At one level, we all seem individual and separate. But at a higher level, we are all part of the same system. While each finger and toe expresses their own movements and seeming individuality and independence, in the bigger picture, they are all interdependent as a whole. For the purposes of this discussion, I am only going to refer to the three main energy field segments that we have as humans. The first, of course, is your body as a whole. Then, as subsystems, are your different organs and bodily systems, which each have individual energy systems, and finally, each and every cell has its own energy field and thus consciousness. This can be visualized like a country. There is the United States as a whole, then there are subsystems called the states, then there are individual cells called people. While every level and subsystem has a mind of its own and its own consciousness, they all work together in harmony within the whole as a country or body. Our country, the United States of America, is like a body. We have a main government and organs which are states, and then cells which are the people. But we also have highway systems and water systems and power systems and airport systems and train systems and networks of all kinds. We have different people, cells, who are specialized for certain tasks such as defense, the immune system, thinking and deciding, government centers, and the like. This is a good metaphor for how our body's age has nothing to do with the number of our birthdays. Our country, the United States of America, is now over 233 years old. But our people, the cells, are no more than 80 years old. Our people are constantly being born and dying off, and at any given time, the average age of the U.S. population is 36.4 years old. That's young in reality, compared to the country as a whole being 233 years old. That's like a person being 40, say, and their cells are only 1. What if we asked our people, cells, to act your age and act 233 years old? Our country would have started to slow down at around 60. It would have come to a crawl at 80, and we would have died out as a country at 100 for sure. But it doesn't work that way. We get older and wiser and stronger as a country at 233 years old, and we are still as vital and vibrant as ever. Our older structures that have gotten too old have been replaced with brand new, bright and shiny buildings, bridges, and infrastructures. That is the way of aging, the way it should be. Let me see if I can put this to you as clearly as I can. Your body is a projected representation. There is nothing in your body that can age. You are actually pure energy, which cannot and does not age. You elicit aging from your body by the thought of it. In the same way that the multiple personality guy changes his eye color or his diseases, or in the same way a man can die by believing that he was going to die, you can show aging by thinking that you are aging. You can prove it to yourself. Think about your age right now. How old are you right now? Okay? Now, add 10 or 20 years onto that age. Now, what does your body look like and act like at the new age? If you gave an answer that is any different than how you feel about yourself right now, then you are expecting to age and already have a picture and a concept of what it will be like as you age. You will elicit this result. In the same way that your body can represent good health or bad health, it can represent aging or not aging. Remember our illustration on the importance of faith? Faith begets or elicits proof and evidence. In this case, you have the faith or belief that you are going to get older. You think that you are getting older, so you elicit from your body the necessary conditions and experiences to match that meaning. Let's do the same mental exercise as above by adding years to your birthday count, except this time, imagine that you have the same or even better body conditions then as you have right now. Weird, isn't it? So what do the experts say? They can prove that we are aging? Do they point to the fact that the cells aren't dividing like they did before? That they don't repair themselves as before? What else? What other evidence and proof do they have? What elicited that proof? Remember that if you believe something in your reality, you will not only elicit evidence of it, you will elicit the actuality of it. When the people in the earlier examples in chapter 1 healed themselves by the thought of it, they not only elicited the evidence of healing or death by the placebo, but they also elicited the actuality of it as well. As they healed, the body represented health. And how did the body accomplish that? By getting rid of the diseased tissue and replacing it with healthy tissue. What else? So, if you believe in aging in the same way as you believed in a cure, how would your body represent that? Of course, by having the cells not divide as they once did and not repair themselves. How else would you represent aging? Doesn't it make sense that our body can and does represent aging when we think it, in the same exact way that it represents healing when we think it?
Options. Now activating the next video, play options. 1 moment please. Click on the green arrow to start watching the next video. Or, click on the red arrow to start watching the prior video. Or, click on the tan arrow to go to the main course menu and guide, with links to all course chapters, excerpts, and special reports. Up next, special video options. Click on your choice of course videos, menus, and excerpts. Now switching to the special video options menu and activating the video selection buttons. Click on your selection number to start watching the video. "15 seconds till we switch to the next page with the free download information. Pause the video now if you need more time to review the available selections." This is the end of this course video. Its video number is listed above. To watch the next video, simply click on the next video in number sequence. Thank you.